What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of the Unusual Suspects. So originally I was supposed to do a collectible show and tell today, but I had a few people not be able to do it, and then it was too last minute to scramble for last minute guests. So I thought I'd hang out with the boys, but none of the boys decided to hang out with me. I had someone in the background before, but he dropped out during the intro. Got nervous. So yeah, no Oldwolf today. We might get an appearance from Bubs, and I guaranteed Superrus, but he literally has disappeared from backstage, so I don't know what's going on there. Maybe his computer finally died. So if no one shows up, maybe I'll have to start recruiting some new suspects. The Gray Man is the first possibility of a new member of the suspects. What's going on, Werewolf? What is going on, Sean? And yes, I did make that intro, mate. You should see I made an intro for the Samaro show too. That's a good one. That's a good one, but I don't know when we're going to do that. Anyway, without further ado, I promised Russ, but he's gone now. He's bailed. Instead, you get the next best thing. He might get offended by that, but it's Bubs. What's going on, mate?
Surely you get the best thing, not the next best thing. You have now been upgraded. Please send your smart money, your smart chats, and all that good stuff to the link below. You've been upgraded to the premium of streams. SimpleSimon has brought you the best that YouTube and the greater South Central Kentucky area has to offer. You're welcome.
Well, thanks for showing up, mate. I was getting nervous because I was trying to organize a collectible show and tell. That didn't happen. And then literally right before I went to bed last night, I pretty much was like, hey, guys, let's hang out. And you came
I didn't get it till this morning.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, right? So when I organize my collectible show and tell streams, I ask people, and then it takes like a day for them to respond normally. So it's hard. The closer I leave it to the date, then it's harder to get. Yeah, so I had a few people who couldn't do it. I had one person who was a maybe, and then I was like, you know what? Let's just scrap that idea this week and come back to that in another week.
I don't blame
the boys. But yeah, Russ was here. He didn't quite make it any screen time, but he disappeared backstage during the intro. I don't know. His computer, I know, is on its last legs by the sounds of things. He was telling me his computer's not been doing too well. So hopefully it wasn't the end of his computer. Possibly the end of Superrus.
How many legs did it start with?
I don't know. Quite a few, I think, maybe a few years ago. I think he told me it was a few years old. No, I haven't been monetized yet, but I've been noticing a lot of people who aren't monetized getting ads on their
Yeah, you don't have to monetize to get ads.
Yeah, I know. I know they changed that recently, but they only seem to do it if like your video starts, I guess, doing better than it normally does. Like
yeah, I think it has to be a certain level. Yeah,
like Rob Fatsack, he's not quite to 1,000 yet. He's getting close, but I clicked on his video because he had like 300-400 views because of his giveaway thing. Like that had an ad. Mad Spidey had a video that came out the other night that did kind of pretty good. Oh, what's going on there? Is that me and Sarah? Oh.
Oh, with the smash. Well done, sir. Well done.
So what's been happening, mate? Any news in the world of Bub's world?
Oh, no, Bub's world. We're doing okay. Not a whole lot of news per se, but we are enjoying life pretty well. It's all good. I've been practicing guitar. Going to do a little Christmas concert for the family. Bless their hearts.
How
And
dare
then
you?
yeah, it's gonna be bad.
The
It's
Bubs
gonna
World
be bad.
concert. Let us know on the chat if we want to see that live on YouTube because I've been trying so hard to get Bub to show us some of
Yeah.
his
We
talent.
don't want to. No one wants this.
It's,
They don't even want this.
it's,
Like they
it's
just
the only time Bub will get shy is if you ask him to pull out the guitar.
it's a true story.
those, those specs to buy a new computer. Yeah. I don't know. Well, right. Look, it might be getting to the point where Russ might have to start selling books, mate. I know he's struggling at the moment. Yeah. Well, hey.
Werewolf by Lunchchain changed his icon again.
Oh, did he? That's not good.
Yeah, that's freaky. But I have to say, the other one, still the one you had yesterday, I think, it still scares me every time I see it. Like it's a good one. I like this one okay, but I like the other one so far. I like the other one better because it's scarier.
Yeah, well, we did get Russ a TV earlier in the year, so I think
He told me he sold it.
What? No,
He told me he sold it.
No,
Yeah.
that's his life. That's his life, mate. That TV.
He ran out of underwear and he got in trouble. He's
all he
walking down the
needs in his
street
life
with,
is that TV and his Xbox. But
and the internet, or he can't. I think his Xbox is a digital kind, so if he doesn't have internet, I don't think he can play games either.
That is true. He does have a download only, which so weird, isn't it? Like, could you do that? I mean, it's kind of in that age where you can kind of get away with being digital only.
I'm already doing it.
Oh, really? So you digital only?
I'm a PC gamer, so they don't sell physical copies of games anymore.
Yeah,
for the PC, if they do, it wouldn't help. I don't have an optical drive in my setup, so.
But like on consoles and stuff, you can like a big market is the secondhand market, so people trade in their game.
To kill.
Yeah, okay.
That's what they're trying to stop
because they hate it, right?
Paid once for that, you know. Yeah. They don't get paid twice. Every time it gets sold, they're not getting anything. Yeah. And if you couldn't buy that game secondhand, maybe you would buy a new game, and that helps them out too. So yeah, they don't like that. Secondhand market sucks for them.
What's going on over easy?
Over easy doesn't even show up for the chat that he's supposed to be on, which I think is tonight over on Genome Presents channel.
Yeah, let us know what happened there over easy. Every time I see Genome there, he's flying solo, and every time I look up over easy, he's over on Twitch smoking bongs and working out.
Well, there you go. I think you've answered your own question. I mean, which would you rather do?
Mate, you guys got to. I don't know if you're a mod over easy, but you got to check out over easy on Twitch. First time, I don't know how I even found out. I think I followed him ages ago when we were hanging out on a stream once, and then he randomly just popped up on my screen saying, "Oh, over easy mode is live on Twitch." I was like, "What?" So I go over there, and he's just, I don't know. I think maybe when he was setting it up, he was talking about what he wants his Twitch channel to be, and he's like, I might do some workout streams, I might play some video games. Hang on a sec, and then he just goes and smokes a bong, and I was like, what? This is so out of control, this stream.
I do not doubt it.
Because it's like he can do that, I'm guessing, because in here where he is, I'm guessing it's legal, right? Like I couldn't really get away with doing that, something like that on my channel.
I think there's a couple of things involved there, but yes, I think technically, like, he can't get in trouble for doing it, but I have heard of people having their channels taken down on YouTube for doing it on air because it's considered whatever. If they don't put an 18 and over warning or something, because it's still, even in places where it's legal, kids are obviously not supposed to do it. So yeah, it's illegal for children to partake in that. So even in a place where it's legal.
Well, are you guys allowed to show guns in your videos?
Yes, technically you are, but they really have cracked down on gun channels. So if your channel is about firearms, then they put a lot of restrictions. You can't be monetized. So if you're monetized, then yeah, they demonetized all firearms channels.
Even if it's like fake guns?
Well, if it's fake, then it's not a gun.
Well, I had a TikTok removed because I filmed it and I used my BB gun, which is like a plastic. It's a plastic gun. I don't want to pull it out now because it looks real. It looks pretty good, but it literally got flagged like a minute after I posted it. It said this got taken down because you had a gun. I was like, what? So then I had to refilm it, and I used a PlayStation. The PlayStation G-Con guns from the PlayStation. I had one of those. So I used that instead, and that passed the test.
I don't know. I don't fool with TikTok. That's not. I don't have an account. I've never watched it. The only thing I watch are like the stuff that comes from TikTok and makes its way to Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. That's about it.
But I remember seeing you shooting.
I have gun videos. Yeah, I have gun videos.
I've seen you shooting. Did you shoot a comic book or did you shoot something else?
Yeah, I shot some slabs and I shot a previews magazine and I shot watermelons. Yeah, I mean,
I might have been correct because Superrus is backstage. He looks like he's got from a whole new angle. So it might have been the death of his computer. Let's find out the latest from Superrus 9000.
That's terrible.
Rest in peace, laptop.
No.
Oh, yeah, man. I finally give out on me.
Hey, well, I told you my desktop wouldn't turn on like earlier in the year, and I thought that's it. It's over. It's like it's been over 10 years. But like then my friend came over one day and goes, "Oh, let me have a look at it." And he turns it on. It just turned on straight away. So maybe let's give it a breather. Maybe you've been, working it a bit too hard, Russ.
I use it twice a month.
Oh,
like I don't know where you have it sitting, like where it normally sits, but a lot of them can collect dust and all kinds. That can kind of stop them up real fast.
Yeah.
But if I know it's kind of cold right now, but if you set them in a warm place, like kind of in the sunlight or something for a little while, sometimes that will dry out all the lube that's fallen into the keyboard. and if you can do that, it might fire up again if you've been working it too hard, as Simon suggested. So that's
the only time I use it is for the Simply Super stream or when I get invited to other streams.
Whatever floats your boat, man. But just trying.
It's almost 5 years old, and it was a $300 laptop when I got it new.
Did you say it was a Windows computer though, right?
It's a HP.
Or did you say it was a Chrome?
I use the browser Chrome.
Okay, no, yeah, that's right. No, I got mixed up the other day because I asked you what operating system, but I think I asked you the browser and you said Chrome. So, all right, well, that's the next thing, mate. We'll start.
Sorry, Russ.
No worries. I got the phone for lives and stuff.
You do everything on your phone anyway, right?
Yeah.
Can you see the chat too, or do you need us to tell you?
No, I can't see the chat.
It's okay, mate, because I can bring the chat up for you right there. 5 years is not old. It is. It isn't. So I sell computers for a living, right? So that's what I do, and I don't know shit about computers. That's the funniest thing. I can sell.
What happened? I mean, what's it mean when you get like the blue screen with like error messages?
As they call the blue screen of death.
So that's like dead.
It's usually pretty bad.
No. Is that what you got?
Yeah. After it kept saying page not responding, and then it just like blue screened.
You could potentially still do a factory reset on it, which I can walk you through and bypass that blue screen because I sell computers for a living. Because a lot of times, sometimes it's just like that's the problem with computers, right? And that's why I have a MacBook. Like I sell computers, so I have to deal with all the problems, right? And so many times it's just the Windows problem. Like
I've heard Windows has a lot of issues.
Yeah, like blue screen of death is not uncommon, right? So people buy like a $2,000 laptop and then like it's like 4 months old and it does a blue screen. So, and the thing is, I can send it off to the manufacturers, but all they're going to do is do a factory reset and send it back and go, there you go, it's fixed. Yeah. It's like, it doesn't give you confidence that that's not going to happen again.
I'll just, I'll ship it to Bub and let Bub ship it to you.
I've got room in the box. I've been collecting boxes. I think I have one it's quadruple lined with cardboard, so I think it might be thick enough to handle Simon's package, which is quite substantial. It's a big package, it's large, and I'm worried about it jostling in my car. So I'll make sure it's nice and tight Make sure his package fits in there tight before I, get it off. What happened? I never know with you guys. You just start laughing and giggling like little schoolgirls, just trying to be helpful.
Yeah, but you could try. I could even walk you through the factory.
I'll give it a couple days and see if it comes back on.
Do you have anything important on there, Russ?
No, I don't keep anything on it.
Yeah, so I could probably walk you through a factory reset, if you just basically what you do is you just turn it off, and then when you turn it on, hold the shift button, and it will go into this other screen, this BIOS screen, and you can sort of factory reset it through that.
Okay.
And that might give it just a little bit more life before it goes to heaven.
Guys, keep it quiet, but that's what's going on under the tree for Christmas. Not for Russ, but I mean, it would if you lived here, Russ. I'd take care of you. I'd even put candy under your pillow when you lose a tooth and stuff. But for my son, this year I'm building him a PC. We're gonna build one together.
Oh, nice.
So I bought all the components. And I'm future proofing it because that's what they're saying. 5 years old isn't that old, but what you said was you bought it at Walmart, right? Or at a box store, right?
Yeah, I got it at Walmart.
Yeah, you got a Walmart PC that was $300, which I'm guessing was the cheapest one they had.
Yeah.
So you bought the cheapest computer from probably the worst place you can buy a computer, and then that was probably already 2 to 3 years outdated when you bought it, right?
Possibly.
Yeah. Well,
they said it was. I'm trying to think. I think they said it was 2017.
Yeah, but what I mean is how they build them. They build them with components that are already on the edge of being outdated, and then that's what gets put into the big box stores to move that product. So a 5-year-old PC from Walmart that was the cheapest model at that time is more like an 8 to 10-year-old PC if you were to build one. I bet my son's his last one I built it's been almost 6 years and it's still going great, but it's getting now the new games. If you're trying to keep up with the new games, they have a lot.
Oh yeah, all those new graphics cards and stuff like that.
Yeah, and when I built his, I wasn't trying to future proof. I just wanted something that was going to run at that time and be good enough. But now it's got so much better, so we're going to swap that out. Bless his heart, he has to press his power button on. He sits there, just waits for it to turn on, and it's crunching and everything. So we really did it up. So it's going to be nice. It should be nice. I'm scared because I haven't built one since then. So it's going to be and it's all from scratch, all components, everything from scratch. Have to install operating system and everything. I mean, everything it's going to be
all that stuff is so far over my head when it comes to building PCs and stuff and gaming setups.
My one's built as well. So my friend built it for me because I've had that since I started in sales. So,
I could barely build this shelf right here.
I'm so proud when I build shelves.
Shelves are tough.
When I got into the sales, when I first got into sales and I was going to sell computers, I was like, I don't know anything about computers. So I called up my computer friend, my computer nerd friend, and said, hey man, I'm going to be working in computers. Can you build a laptop, the desktop for me? So we went and bought parts, and then he put it all together. And then I was like, all right, I didn't get any of that. And he said to me, put it this way, mate. If I left you in this room with all these computer parts, you would eventually put it together.
Or catch it on fire.
Maybe.
Put it together with some glue and duct tape.
Yeah. That doesn't mean it will run.
I've got my thing's running a first generation i5.
Wow.
I don't know what that means,
and it's running Windows 7.
Oh wow.
Windows 7, that's an operating system I could use.
Yeah. Or 95.
It took me forever just to figure out where stuff was when they first changed it to Windows 10. And now it's 11, I think.
Well, that's a problem as well. A lot of people, for example, you, Russ, did you upgrade it to Windows 11?
Yeah, there was a free upgrade.
When you're running a computer that's already dated, I think upgrading the operating system is not the best thing for it because
Really?
your computer's been sitting there, is 5 years old, and it's just like, oh yeah, I'm a 5-year-old computer, and all of a sudden this new thing comes along, and it's just like, what is this? Sometimes your computers will sometimes you upgrade, and then that's it. Your
Yeah, I
computer's
know it's
done.
been running. It's been running slow for at least the last 2 years.
Yeah, Chromebooks.
So it's
So
been
we still,
hanging on for a while.
I wonder if you could get by with a Chromebook, Russ.
I mean, all I really use it for is YouTube streaming. So probably
I bet you
Yeah,
could.
Yeah, because all it
because I don't, I don't have like I got the Xbox and stuff for gaming, so I don't try to game on the computer or nothing.
the Chromebook is basically just for web browsing, essentially, and downloading apps. So
Yeah.
you might be able to get away with just getting it. Because every
Yeah.
time people
As long
come
as
in
you
and
can go live on them.
yeah, you should be okay because it's just through the browser. Because
Yeah.
every time people come in, like you, Russ, and they point at the cheapest computer and they say, that's what I want, I say to them, listen, mate, I understand that you don't want to spend a lot on the computer, but that thing is going to give you headaches. But if you got 5 years out of something like that, that's pretty impressive, to be honest.
The screen looks like it's glitching on my end.
There you go. Great. Is it? As in we're freezing, or?
No, it's like Bub's picture disappeared, and it's like your picture's like cutting in and out.
Oh.
It could be my phone.
Well, Bubs definitely disappeared. I was going to say, can you see Bubs because he's still there?
That would be impressive. If you can see through the camera being shut off, I think you've got some hidden talents there, buddy.
Yeah, and the biggest issue with what people have with computer problems is I think sometimes people are turning them off while in the middle of an update and stuff, and that messes your computer up hardcore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. We cover all types of specs here.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah's got a gangster looking desktop. It's crazy. She's got like all the lights inside. She's got the clear window. She's got little pop vinyls hanging out in there and stuff. It looks cool.
I know. I used to watch God, I can't remember the name of the channel now, but it was a game streaming channel, and they had a custom built like Resident Evil desktop with like the Resident Evil logo etched in the glass. It looked awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
I still want to upgrade my desktop eventually. Because even though I prefer my Mac now, like I think it's good to have both.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know about PC gaming. PC gaming, like the fact that you have to upgrade every 2 years just to keep up with the latest games, that's not fun.
A console game is the same way. Every 4 years, you guys get a new console. You have to have this in order to play.
That is not true. The consoles.
I think they're already talking about new Xboxes and a new PS6 in like 2028. I think.
Nah, no way.
You just had a PS4 and a PS5.
Oh wait, actually, no, that's right. Eight years, maybe 8 years is about the time.
2028, I think, is when they said. And they're probably going to do like the pro versions of the systems in between the years too, just like last year, or last console generation.
Mate, just so you know, Russ, there's PlayStations galore at work at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, they're about. So
ship
you can get
one
the God
to
of
me,
War.
and I'll ship one to Russ.
There you go.
I don't know if it would work here. Are they region locked?
And I'll send it to Bubs, and then Bubs will send you a GS5.
I'll send you a PS3. I got 2 of them. You won't know the difference. I'll change the number on it.
Just duct tape a PS3 and a PS2 together.
That's right.
Have you heard of the GS5, Bub?
Is that where all the politicians get together and pretend to end world hunger?
No. It was like a knockoff PS5.
So
the Game Station 5.
Was it a Wish on Wish.com?
Yeah, somebody ordered a PS5 on Wish, and they sent them a Game Station 5.
Oh my gosh.
It's like one of those plug and play systems.
I almost want to buy one and do an unboxing. All right, guys,
yeah.
today we're going to be unboxing the GS5. I heard it's just as good.
But we know it's not. You may have heard that, but you're all but guaranteed that it's not just as cool.
Looks like Atari games or something.
at
I
best.
bought something on Wish once, right? So I bought like a hoodie because I wanted a hoodie for my Red Hood cosplay, right? And they had these really cool looking, they look like Assassin's Creed almost like outfits, right? Hoodies. And I
Yeah.
was like, is that what it really looks like? And then I read the reviews, and there's this guy, literally, this like dude taking a photo of him wearing this crap hoodie in front of his Mercedes. And I'm like, why are you shopping on? Why do you have a Mercedes and you're shopping for clothes on Wish? Anyway, this thing showed up and it was the worst thing ever. It looked nothing like the picture. It was so bad. But I only paid like $4 for it, so can't complain.
That's not too bad.
Can't get one. Yeah. I'm pretty much done with gaming. I mean, I'm glad I've kind of got one but it was the first time Sarah was like, do you just want to split? Because originally I was like, we'll get a console each, and then eventually we move out, we can have it in 2 rooms. We could play online games together. But then it's just like, man, I don't play games enough to justify me forking out $800 for one. So we ended up splitting it, which I'm glad. But it just means we couldn't play Gotham Knights together, which is not the worst thing, I guess, since the game's not great.
Oh, the game is the worst thing. Was that what you just said?
I just said, well, it's not the game's not great. So have you played it?
No, but it looks terrible. God, it looks like graphics that were way worse than like the Batman Arkham Knight series was.
Well, yeah, there was this whole thing where like it can only run in 30 frames per second. And it's like, well, how come they took so long to release it? They still didn't get that right. It's the for me, it's the fighting system is not very good. Like, you know how you've got that counter attack thing in Batman? Like, that's fun.
Yeah.
You can kind of do a thing like that in this, but it's not the same. It's not as good. And the progression of the game is so random. Like, you're on the map, and you can normally, like, on the map you have things that are like side missions, and then the main mission, there's none of that. There's just like all the same icon all over the map, and you're like, all right, and you get there, and all it is like a bunch of people robbing a car. You beat them up, and that's it. So I spent 5 nights doing that before like any story progression.
All the extra time they took to release it, man, it looks like they would have tried to improve it.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes a long time to work it up, and then, by the time you're done, it's just a little dribble of a release. It sucks.
It's probably his name, is you're right. Yeah, I only played the first Arkham game. I wish the only reason I didn't move on was because I never finished it. And I always spent so long between plays. Like, I'd play it for like a week, and then I wouldn't play it for months. So by the time I came back, I'd forget the buttons, and you're not as good at it. And then remember, you saw that stream I did, Russ. I tried to come back and play it again, and I just couldn't pass this level because I just didn't have the skills anymore because it'd been so long.
Arkham City, I think, is still the best one out of the trilogy.
Have you played those all?
Midnight Suns, that just came out today, didn't it?
Yeah, Midnight Sun came. Yeah, so I was like, apparently it's good. Like, the games guy at work was like, this is apparently good. And I looked at it, I was like, it looks like it's a turn-based fighting game. Like, what's with that?
Oh, I hate that.
Well, like, if you look at the back, there's this one little panel, and it looks like it's like a turn-based thing. I was like, what is this, South Park? Like,
yeah, I saw some footage of that on YouTube. It's like cards or something. Like, you select the card and they do the move or something.
Is that what it is? It's not just a straight up brawler. It's
no.
I hate turn-based strategy games. They suck.
Yeah, the only one that I played that I like was the South Park ones. I finished both of those games.
I hate turn-based RPGs.
I hope they don't do that to the Wolverine game that's supposed to be coming out.
No, that will be like a full. I think that will be very much like a Spider-Man game.
Huh? Where is it at? I thought, didn't they tease that like 2 years ago now?
I know, it's been a while. I still haven't heard anything new outside like the teaser where you just pop the claws at the bar.
You guys want to see my holiday beaver?
Sure.
There's my holiday beaver. It's a bearded beaver because it's winter.
What is its name?
Bucky Beaver.
That makes sense.
He's got his little beaver tail. And he's got a beard on.
You got to rock the beard. That's clearly a 1970s beaver.
No, it's just bearded for the winter. It's seasonal fashions, Russ. It's no shave November.
Final Fantasy is my favorite game. You know, I've never played a Final Fantasy, right? And I've got the little, you know, the little mini Nintendos they released.
Yeah.
It's got the very first Final Fantasy game built into that, and I was like, well, if I've never played Final Fantasy, maybe I should start from the beginning.
I tried that.
The only one I've ever played was 15.
Good Lord. Are there that many?
That was like the first and only Final Fantasy I played. It was fun. It was like an open world combat game.
Really? But isn't that turn-based? Isn't Final Fantasy
No,
turn-based?
this one wasn't.
Okay.
This the fighting kind of reminded me of Witcher a little bit.
I don't like the Witcher game. I tried. I really wanted to
Really?
like it because I like the series on Netflix.
I haven't seen the
And-
series. I've heard it was really good.
Well, it was, and now they're going to switch Cavill for Hemsworth, so it probably won't be so good going forward. But it was really good for 2 seasons, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to play the game," and then it was on sale on Steam for like $7 or something. So I bought it, and that was like a year ago, and I started playing it, and it was just like the most boring. I just want to look. If I'm riding a horse, I should be able to ride a horse quickly and wherever I want to go, right? Other than up a tree. And if I'm carrying a sword, I should be able to battle anything. But instead, like you get off your horse and some slow moving thing comes towards you and you get your sword and you're like, I'm going to cut this thing's head off. Like, this is going to be great. And I go, boom. And he's like, goes, and then he goes, bah, and I'm dead. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, that's not action. What is that? That sucked. So, and
That's like Red. Did you like the Red Dead games?
No, my son keeps telling me I got to play Red Dead Redemption 2. He really likes that one, but I just haven't got into all those open world like Fallout. I play that. It bores me to tears. Watching Superrus play those games bores me to tears.
Open world's not your style.
It's just so, I like things on rails. I like things that are exciting on rails. That's what I like. I like on rails.
I mean, the story on Red Dead is pretty linear. There is an open world where you can go do side quests if you want, but you can just stick to the main missions if you want to and go through the story.
The stories either. Like I don't get immersed in this.
Yeah.
You know,
it does like
telling me to go see Captain Jack with one arm and see if you can collect 5 corn husks from him.
Yeah.
And you go to him and he's like, corn husks. Well, before we do that, I'm really going to need you to go pull horse pucky out of my barn. Okay. And I go over there and do that. Like all those missions and quests and
they're all side missions though.
I'd rather go to the real
first,
store and get like milk. Like I'd rather do
the
real
first
quest.
hour of the game starts out really slow.
Yes.
I almost quit playing it after the first hour is really slow before the story actually picks up and gets good.
I can't. An hour where I'm bored for an hour and I paid for that privilege, I'm out.
I tell people this story all the time about when Red Dead first came out. I played it and it was very slow in the beginning. And there's the bit where you get your first horse, but you got to learn how to ride the horse. So there's this girl on a horse. She's like, "Oh, come follow me," and you got to keep up with her. So like I'm like riding my horse like crazy. And then she's getting further and further away. I'm like, oh shit! I'm galloping harder and harder. And all of a sudden, my horse drops dead. And it's like, hey, you ran your horse too hard. It's dead now. I'm like, what? I was like, you just killed my first horse. It was very traumatizing, and I never played anymore after that. The first Red Dead, what's the original? It was called Red Dead. It was called something else.
The very first one on PS2 was Red Dead Revolver.
Yeah, that was good. I played that for a bit, and that was you play poker and stuff in it, in the saloons.
I have a real life. See, that's the thing. Like, I don't have, and I don't mean that derogatory to people who enjoy the game. What I mean is that I have a lot of things going on. Like, I got work. I've got like 4 or 5 hobbies I'm trying to maintain. I got family life. I got wife. I got family all over the place.
You didn't have time for side missions, right?
Yeah, like I got enough real life missions. And to sit there for like an hour and a half and get immersed in a world that just produces nothing the whole time, it's just too much. Like I like arcade games. I got 20 minutes to play a game. I jump in, shoot an alien's head off, and I get out. That's it. I'm done. I'm out. So, and then if it's a game that has progression, like a Tomb Raider type game or something that where you're kind of crawling through places and finding things, that's okay, because those are more directed. But just open world stuff, I just don't have time for it. Like it takes a lot. Like people play that stuff like
Yeah,
every
some of those
day,
games
every
take
night.
120 hours just to get through the stories.
I don't have that. And then I won't be good at the other games I play if this is the only game I play. Like I'm only good at one game at a time. Like I have to practice it and be good at it. And then if I did that, like I would suck at every other game that I'm trying to keep a certain level of proficiency at,
Yeah, that's why I'm playing. Like, I haven't been playing anything for the last couple of weeks, but I was playing Gotham Knights, but I was scared that I was going to leave it too long before I go back to playing Fallen Order, because Fallen Order is a great game. But Gotham Knights, I just want to have a decent crack into it and then just give up on that and then go back to Fallen Order. But it's been so long now, I don't know if I've got because when you play a game every night for like a week, you're like on by the end of the week, you just have it down pat. But when you take those breaks, that's like with Batman Arkham Asylum, it'd be 3 months and it'd be like, what are the buttons again? And you don't have that reaction time anymore that you have when you just continue, you stick with the game. So the Spider-Man game came out, I smashed that out in about 5 sittings and I just got better and better. So by the end, I'm just like zooming across town in like 5 seconds. Oh, it's so good, Russ. Have you played it?
The Miles Morales? No,
No, the first one.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, I platinumed that on PlayStation.
Ooh, platinum. Ooh, Russ. I don't do those platinums. I don't have time. Catching 50 pigeons, is that what you're talking about, Bub? When you got to run around the city and catch 50 pigeons?
Exactly what I'm talking about.
It took me so long just to catch the first one, and then I figured it out. And then I was like, I'll catch a few more, but I don't.
When I saw someone playing as Mary Jane because they were forced to walk around like a museum and pretend to be Mary Jane, I'm like,
that was a slow part.
I'm out.
Hopefully they don't do that with the next Spider-Man game. Hopefully they keep it more.
I didn't see Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, man.
I was just going to say, I love the first Spider-Man so much, like I smashed it out so quickly. But then by the time Miles came out, I've sat down maybe 4 or 5 times to play it. And each time after about an hour, I'm just bored.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah, I still haven't played that one. The most boring part to me of the first Spider-Man game, though, was the where you were Peter Parker trying to solve like the puzzles in Doc Ock's lab.
Oh God!
It took you like out of the action, and this like boring puzzle solving element, and it was just
to me that's all for the game. That's just meant to slow you down from beating the game too fast.
Yeah,
that stuff is just meant to be like like swimming in mud.
I would have rather had like photograph missions or something as Peter Parker working for the Daily Bugle, but.
Well, there was that
for him in that game.
There was one of the things was like you had to go around taking photos of the landmarks and stuff.
Well, yeah, but that was just a Spider-Man for trophies and junk.
If somebody said, "Hey, you get to play Spider-Man in a game," I'm like, "Oh, awesome!" But wait a minute, I don't really care about being Spider-Man. I want to be Peter Parker, beat photographer for the Daily Bugle. That's what I want. Like, give me that fun.
Yeah, I want a Superman game where you're just Clark Kent working for the Daily Planet the whole time.
So the next mission, you have to write an article.
Yeah.
Do you really? Are you serious? Oh,
no.
Oh man, I believe it. Not for me.
What was the last Superman game that came out? I know there was.
Oh,
there was
God.
that one. There was that one.
The one on PlayStation 2, I think.
There was one they were working on apparently that they leaked footage of, and that looked pretty good.
Yeah, but I think the developer went bankrupt or something.
Can't they just
Superman's supposed to be in the new Suicide Squad game, but I think it got delayed again.
No, isn't it bizarre? Is it Superman or is it Bizarro?
I mean, it looked like Superman in the trailer.
Superman's gone bad or something like that. Yeah,
they could pull a switch and make it, unless they tie it into the Injustice universe. I don't know.
It could be. I remember the day I found out Bub played video games was when he randomly all of a sudden there was this gaming stream on Bub's channel. Was Predator or something you were playing?
Still play that. At least a few times a week and a few more times on the weekend.
I remember there was that Alien versus Predator, and that was like a RPG sort of type game. What's going on, Ezra? Superman, the problem with the Superman game is like if you're open world, there's no way they could build the world big enough for a Superman to just walk around and then fly into space.
I mean, they could make, the city of Metropolis.
They've had open world Superman games before. They've all been terrible.
Yeah.
Just terrible. What do you do with an overpowered superhero? You put him in an open world, and that's even more boring because he can just do everything, right? Just you might as well have like Hulk Rampage, and that's
That would
it.
never
I mean,
be
you
able
gotta
to
have you gotta have strong villains like Doomsday, Darkseid, Mongol.
Yeah,
Because if
Mongol.
he's just like stopping street thugs,
I don't know who Mongol is, but I think I have his first appearance.
yeah, it's, I can't remember the issue, but it was one of the DC Comics presents.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah,
Somebody
I've
told
got
me I've got it in a dollar bin if you want me to send it to SimpleSimon so he can send it to you.
somewhere I've got a trade paperback of a bunch of Mongol Superman stories. It's pretty good.
Which one's Mongol?
the one that's not Superman.
This dude. But yeah, it's just a bunch of old reprinted stories. Pretty cool character.
Did you guys ever play this DCU Online?
Yeah, when it first came out,
I played a little
it
bit
lot.
way back,
Was it good?
but it's been years.
I'm not a fan of games that force you to make your own character.
I
know,
love
I
that.
think it's the most boring.
That's the whole
game
reason
ever.
I downloaded that, just to create the character, and then I never played the game. I just want to create me as a superhero.
Yeah, that part is fun, but then playing as them and being, you want to switch to another one. Well, now you can't, and it's like I don't know. I'm just not big on that kind of game. I like to
I
play
played it for a
characters
couple
that I know.
hours back on PS3.
Yeah, because by the time I got onto it and I created my character, I was looking up the reviews online, and people were just saying it's at that stage now where it's not worth jumping on. This is like the leftovers of the DCU online community that are still there.
I didn't know it was still available to play.
I think you can still get it. I think.
I know it was free to download.
Yeah, and
That's what it
every
used to be.
time you turned it on, it would take 45 minutes to update.
Yeah.
You could have just played it yesterday. Like you played it yesterday, it was running fine. You go to sleep, you wake up the next morning, you turn it on, 45-minute download. Of course, that was back in the day when downloads weren't as fast. But yeah.
That's the worst thing now about games. You get home, you're so excited to play it on the first day. You put it in your console, and it's like there's like 3 hours worth of updates to do.
Yeah. What's crazy, man, is most of the games now, even though they're on disc form, they don't actually contain the game, just like the download key. So really, you're still getting a digital copy.
So that's how the PS4 side. So on the PS5, we put some of the PS4 games in, and what it does is it just takes you to the download of the game.
Yeah.
But I think you still have to have the disc in or something like that.
I know a lot of people were like really tripping on that with the new God of War game. They bought like the big collector's editions with the like $200 or $300, and it came with a steelbook case. But when they opened the case, it was just a download code instead of the physical disc.
Oh, that's dirty.
What's interesting now as well, a lot of the games that come with a steelbook, they give you the game in the regular
Case.
thing, and then they give you the steelbook just with nothing in it.
Yeah, or you can buy the steelbook separate too. Like you just go to the store and there's a whole rack of steelbooks for games with no game in it, and it's just like you're just buying this to commemorate you owning the game.
I bought the collectors of the South Park game, and it came with a steelbook just separately, and then it came with like a little figurine of Butters, and man, the South Park game kicked ass. It was awesome. It was like playing an episode because it looked just like it.
That's no good.
I'm missing what's going on in the chat here. What's this story they're talking about? Superman on 360 was fun. Is that when it was? Back when 360 was out?
I know there was a Superman Returns game based on the movie with Brandon Roth. That might be the one he's talking about.
Oh, okay. And you only expensive steel books, Bub? I know you collect steel books.
I don't have any of the game steelbooks because they don't have the games in them. I
I've
just
got
think
some.
it's kind of silly to.
No,
And most of the.
I've got the Gotham Knights steel book, baby.
Yeah, good. That's great, man. I don't have a way to even. I don't have an optical drive, so I don't even have a way to install a game off a disc. Like, what's the point of that? And my and the one that I'll be building for Christmas won't have one either. It'll all be download only. So
The Wii was fun. I liked it.
yeah, I had so much fun. I recently bought one again and
Yeah.
got all the stuff for it, and then it
I actually won one on
a big screen.
on Black Friday.
A Wii, like an old fashioned Wii.
Yeah, this was years ago, back right, maybe 6-7 months after it came out. A local store called Gamers Alley, it was doing a Black Friday special. If you spent $50 or more, you got entered in a drawing to win one, and I got lucky and won it.
Cool.
My nephew has it now, though.
Yeah, it looks so bad on a modern television because it's 480. Yeah. I didn't even think
I
it's
used
P.
to
I think
I
it's
used
like
to love to
480
play
high.
the boxing and the bowling and stuff on it. The Wii
yeah, it was just
Sports.
big fun, but it just looks so bad when it's blowed up. When you take that and
Oh, yeah.
60
mini-
inches or whatever.
The mini Nintendo.
Oh yeah,
gives you
those
the
plug and
letterbox-
play systems.
It gives you the 4x3 window. But I was playing Mario Kart and man, the graphics hurt your eyes. Some of those like levels, the way that the things all in there, oh man, it kills your eyes when you're watching it just coming at you.
That's why they have all those seizure warnings at the start of games now.
Yeah, right. All right, they're talking about some game.
Yeah, I know you can emulate games, and I do on occasion, but it's like
It's not the same.
Well, it is still fun, especially if you get the classic controllers to match them. It is still fun, but I spend a lot of time like setting up the emulator and getting everything just the way I want it, and getting 3,000 games, and then I play it for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, whatever. That the nostalgia's there, but the graphics aren't. So it's like, oh, that was cool. I don't care about it anymore. And I just ignore it for another 3 years, and then I think about it again.
There was one of the Ninja Turtles games that was on, I think, my mini Super Nintendo. And my friend was like, I never finished this game. Let's play it. And we finished it so quickly. It was ridiculous how quick. We had unlimited lives. But like, we
that
just like
probably helped.
Yeah, but like we literally just went straight through like so.
I remember some of those games were like mad hard.
The Ninja Turtles. Oh. Which games?
Just some of those like old Nintendo games, man. They were crazy hard.
Yeah, that's right. What's it called? I think it was Total Recall. I could never pass the first level. And then I played it on like an emulator all at once all these years later. And I realized all I had to do was duck and shoot.
I used to go to Barnes and Noble's bookstore here. I don't know if you have it over there, Simon, or used to. But I used to go to Barnes and Noble and when I was a kid, and they would have these game cheat code books that would be published. There'd be a whole section of cheat code books, and I would just sit there with a pad and paper and treat it like a library. And it's a bookstore, but I just sit down on the floor and look up all the codes to whatever games I owned and write them down on a piece of paper, and then take them home and have all the cheat codes.
Yeah, I used to do the same thing, man. I couldn't afford the magazine, so I would just flip through the cheat code section and try to like write stuff down as fast as I could without being seen.
And now you can just pull the code out of your pocket and Google it.
Yeah,
I kind of missed the days of the video game magazines.
Yeah, they were cool, man. They used to come with cool video game. I think, what was it? Not CGC.
CUP.
Was it?
CUP.
Was it?
Magazine. That might have been a different one.
I remember when I got my first PlayStation 2, it came with a little card for free 6-month subscription to PlayStation Magazine.
That was expensive, cool. Man. PlayStation Magazine was expensive. Nintendo Power was expensive.
Oh wait, and they used to come with demo discs back in the day.
Remember
that?
That's why I always wanted them, but it was like, I don't remember what it was. In my mind, I was young, but I remember it being like more than $5, like for a magazine.
It was like a Star Wars game. Yeah. Hey, $5 for you guys. Come on.
But back then, back in the day when we were kids,
Yeah,
Man, $5? You kidding me? I was like,
I barely got $5 now.
yeah. Well, you got computer problems. That's all. Once you can upload some more feet pics, you'll be all right. You'll be back in the black, man.
I used to love those demo discs. I was so many games I played just like the same level over and over again because all I had was the demo
Yeah, right.
discs
I used to have a
until I
Star
could
Wars
finally
game.
like save up enough to get the games.
What was one of the early Star Wars games? Because I had that and I could only play the
Republic.
first level.
On PS2.
Well, no, it would have been before that.
Ooh.
This is like old.
I don't know.
Yeah, I remember just playing
Because I didn't really get into Star Wars until she's probably about 5 or 6 years ago.
I didn't get into Star Wars till about 5 or 6 months ago.
Except for that one demo disc you had.
Yeah.
I hadn't even seen any of the movies. I haven't seen Andor yet. Have you guys seen that?
No,
I have. I've been watching it.
How is it?
Well, I'm not good at
You're a
reviewing,
Star Wars
but
guy, man.
I am Star Wars guy, but I like listening to other people's opinions on things, right? Because I just watch it and it is just what it is. I'm like, it's pretty slow, right?
Is it?
But so I've heard a lot of people who like Star Wars are like, nah, it's too slow, it's boring. And then you have, I think, the people that really love Star Wars, and they're like, it's better than Mando. But to me, that's crazy talk. There's no way it's better than Mando for me. But real people who love Star Wars.
well, I mean, I guess there's a lot of people that like every aspect of the lore and the story.
Yeah, well, I think from hearing,
I guess I'm just like a casual fan. I
I
guess
think
you'd call.
Star Wars fans are craving a story that's set in the Star Wars universe that doesn't have Jedis and doesn't have Skywalkers, and that's what this kind of is.
Yeah.
Um,
There's still several of the last 2 or 3 movies that came out I still haven't seen, and there's a bunch of the series I still haven't seen.
yeah, just
Hey, what's up, Jeff? I haven't seen him in a while.
pops up, mate. He pops up. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm interested to hear what people think because the more people now, I'm getting more people say, "Mate, it's the best Star Wars thing ever," and I'm like, really? Like I liked it, but it wasn't like I loved it. It was slow. But I think because they build characters slowly, you kind of get a bit more invested in those characters as well. So I don't know.
I mean, considering the way Rogue One ended, I think they have to tell a close story with Andor.
Yeah, and they have to tell it real tight. I mean, there's only so much years you can get through, so maybe it's going to be just
didn't
two or three
you say,
seasons
Simon,
and done.
they were going to have several seasons?
That's what Mark told me. Mark told me they were going to do like 5 seasons or something. I was like, how can you plan a show 5 seasons ahead? Like, how do you know it's going to be successful? That's where shows go wrong.
Yeah.
Well, actually, not really. I feel like shows go wrong where they don't have a game plan. So, you know how like a show will release a season and then it's so successful they just keep going with it until it just gets crap. Like, I feel like if you come up with a show idea, it should have a start and an end. This is the storyline, and it's going to take us this many episodes or seasons to tell you that story. But I feel like shows are just kind of written, and then to see what happens, see if they're successful, and if it is, then they just make up whatever. You know what I mean? Because I used to watch a lot of like Chinese TV series when I was a kid, and there was just one season. It's just that one season could have 8 episodes or 800 episodes. There was just a season, and a second season wouldn't technically be a second season; it'd be like a sequel sort of thing. And I think that was better because there was always an end to the series.
You could be like a British television show and just have 6 episodes and then just stop. Maybe you get a Christmas special. Like you'll get like a BBC Christmas special will come out with the same characters and it'll basically be like a story, but nothing's related. And then a year later, they'll drop 2 more episodes and then they just stop. But no matter how popular it is, it's crazy.
Do you guys watch any British shows?
I used to watch one a couple years ago called Open All Hours. It was pretty funny.
What about like the old classics, like Young Ones? You guys ever watch the Young Ones? Mate,
No.
I used to love the Young Ones. It's awesome.
I did. I mean,
K-pop.
Mr. Bean. I loved Mr. Bean. I thought he was hilarious.
Yeah,
I never think of that as a British show because you don't. I guess
it was on HBO. That's why.
Even my
Really?
mum loves Mr. Bean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like because my mum doesn't know anything about the world. So one time I put YouTube on and on TV because I brought my modem over, and then one of the things she just has a blank YouTube page because she never watches it, right? So literally was just like recommending the most random stuff, and she's like, "Hey, Mr. Bean." I was like, "Cool, let's put on Mr. Bean." So we watched Mr. Bean. I think that was Christmas last year. Monty Python, yeah. Oh, Red Dwarf. People used to love Red Dwarf. I remember. But yeah, I don't know. I was a big fan of Young Ones back in the day. My favorite British show of all.
And the
The
Warriors.
In-Betweeners was very good. Did you ever watch The In-Betweeners? That
No, I hadn't heard of that one.
is a good one, man.
I used to watch
the
Faulty Towers.
characters
seen
are
that
so
forever.
funny. Yeah, Faulty Towers. There we go.
I remember another show. It was a cop
Absolutely
show, but
fabulous.
it had the actor that played Mr. Bean in it.
Blackadder.
No,
Yeah, Mr. Bean was in Blackadder. I know that. Yeah.
Thin Blue Line, I think was the name of it.
What? He was in Thin Blue Line?
I think so. I think that was the name of the show.
Surely you've seen Benny Hill.
Yeah.
Russ
I used to
Wilson's
sneak
wife,
up and try to watch that late at night when I was a kid.
The original Office, UK Office.
Yeah, no, I've never done even the US.
I've never
Office.
seen an episode of the original Office.
It's well, basically, if you've seen the first season of the regular off or the
They just copied it.
isn't that rude of the US Office, right? If you've seen the first season of that, then that's basically the first season and only season of the UK Office, and they just redo it. And it's not as good as the UK one. I think the first season of the American Office is pretty bad.
Yeah, everyone said that, and then it got really popular because then
Yeah,
they started doing their own
they
thing.
changed it because first they were stuck with all the original material from the UK Office, and it just doesn't come across as good as it did in the UK version. And then they're freed up to Americanize it a little bit in the second season, and it really finds its feet in the second and third season. And then after that, it's not. Then there's like some high comedy concepts going on, and it loses its reality. Like the UK Office and the first season of the American Office is very dark and grim and bleak, and it's black humor really. And then it, Americans don't like that. Like we like jokes and we like silly cartoonish people running around, trying to get a horse out of a box kind of stuff, and it turns into that, which is funny in its own way, but it loses all its reality and kind of reality show sense that it had the first run.
It's really bizarre with some of the Americans have remade so many shows that were British or like they did Kath and Kim. It's like that doesn't work unless it's wait, Kath and Kim, they're Aussie, right? Like a lot of those In-Betweeners, they did an American In-Betweeners. Like that doesn't work because the reason that show is funny is because they're British kids. Like, you know what I mean? It's really weird, some of the choices.
I don't know why they do it. I think they just have no ideas.
Well, exactly. They're out of ideas. But how hard could it be?
Pay someone for something that works somewhere else and they try and make it work here.
Office. There we go. Here we got an official Brit in the actual chat here.
Comedy drama. That's right. And the first season of the American Office is that way too. And then it gets into what I call high comedy or concept comedy, which is where you come up with an idea and then you put these characters in that idea and see how they would react, as opposed to just letting the drama and the characters develop naturally. You say, well, what would happen if this happened? How would this person react? How would that person react? And then you just go around the room and see how everybody does and try and get as many laughs as you can. And that's really what season 2, 3, 4 are really like. Yeah. And then the time you get to season 5, 6, 7, it starts really just.
I know pretty much every episode was just like Jim and Dwight trying to prank each other.
Yeah, it's not even. Plus, you're changing characters because you feel like they have to evolve. Like, the beauty of a cartoon is that you have people stuck in time, right? So Bart Simpson is forever a kid. You don't have to change them or mature them in any way. You can just say, this is a day that happened like any other day, and here it is. You know, but when you make human beings into cartoon characters on these comedy shows, you still have to make a reason why someone who is clearly 45 is acting like they're 25. Like there has to be something going on. Something's wrong with this person, you know?
Yeah, but the problem with that Simpsons thing is now there are so many episodes they've accounted for days. It's more than, you know, it's been years now. Like how many Simpsons episodes are there? He should have aged. Like I had this weird, and people grilled me when I came up with this. I was like, you know what? After the Simpsons movie, they should change it and they should age a little bit. And everyone who I said that to, just like, let me have it. I was like, what? It's not that.
Well, I mean, there's been
I like
episodes
those
here
flash
and
forward
there where
episodes
they've
you
showed
see
like
Bart as an older
them in the
teenager and stuff
future.
like that. Sorry?
There's been episodes here and there where they like explored what they would be like as
Yeah,
adults.
but I like those episodes. I want to see Bart grow up to be like a teenage junkie and things like that.
I think that was an episode pretty much. He was just a slacker. I think he was living with God, what was his name? Ralph Wiggum's son. I can't remember his name.
Nelson.
Oh man.
No, wait.
Right?
You mean
Yeah.
Ralph?
No,
Was his
he's
name
got
Ralph?
blue hair. He's got glasses.
Wait, Millhouse.
No, that was Milhouse.
Yeah, Millhouse.
Yeah.
No, who'd you say? Who did you say?
The chief's son, Ralph Wiggum's son.
Oh, is that the
The
dumb?
No,
police
Ralph.
chief.
Ralph is
Little
the
short,
son.
fat dumb kid.
Is he?
Yeah.
Ralph
What's the
is
police
son.
chief's name?
He's just Chief Wiggum.
Oh, okay.
I guess
then
his
Ralph-
first name is Chief.
Okay.
Yeah, Ralph.
It's been a while since I've seen it. I used to really like the Halloween episodes, the Treehouse of Horror episodes.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, I
good.
dislike those the most.
Really?
Yeah, I think we're finding out that the three of us just don't even agree on anything. This is over. We're done. This is our last episode. We're breaking up. The band's
What?
breaking up.
No, I'll come back with like
You
another
want a
B
teenage
grade
part? I don't want to hear it. It's over, mate.
version. Next episode, we'll have a whole new suspect lineup.
I don't blame you.
Get Dr. Phil in here.
No, he couldn't make it. You talking about Oldwolf? Guys. Russ. What you gotta do, Russ? Guys, I'm telling you. Listen to me. I'm telling you.
He's made a lot of people famous, that Dr. Phil.
Yeah, he has. Other people who aren't doctors.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre, Dr. Scholes, all those doctors. They're doing great.
Don't forget about Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. That's right.
So we've reached the hour, and I'm pretty sure moving forward, the second hour is going to be dating advice for Russ. Pretty sure that's the segment of the second hour.
I'm out. Bye.
I have to watch in the replay.
I can't afford to date.
You're looking at it all wrong, man. You can't afford to date any poor chicks. You gotta get out there. It's almost Christmas, man. You probably got a week or so to find some lady with
Sugar
more
mama.
pocketbook than sense, and then try and date her, and you might get a Christmas gift out of it.
I probably have to go to the gym first and bulk like.
Nah, rich girls aren't at the gym. That's not where the rich girls are at. You go where the rich chicks are at. All right. So this one's gonna be, how does Russ bag a rich girl by Christmas so he can get a new laptop?
Last episode was Insta hose for us, and now it's going to be rich chicks for us.
All right. So K-pop junkie says you need a cougar, although not all cougars are created equally. There it is. Hey.
All right.
Well done, sir. Well done. All right. So where can he hang out to find a cougar with money to burn for Christmas?
I was saying to Russ that the beard, like back when I was like had a Tinder profile and stuff, I was noticing all the girls would be like, I love a man with a beard. And I'd just be like, like upset with myself. But I didn't understand. I never understood the fascination of why chicks dig beards. And it only became a thing in the last, less than 10 years.
It goes around in circles. It goes around.
Like the
What do you
fact that
think? Where can you go, Russ? Where do all the middle-aged women with bank accounts, where do they hang out in your neighborhood?
Yeah, is there a place in your
I have
town?
no idea.
You don't know?
If I knew, I'd be there now instead of
you
here.
can reverse engineer this process of elimination.
All the poor crazy chicks are probably at Walmart.
Yeah, that's probably true. Do you have like a high-end liquor store in your area?
No.
Is there a high end? Like, what is it? How is the town laid out?
I don't think there's not a high end anything.
What about a nail salon? Do you have a nail salon?
Yeah, it's hooked onto the local food line.
Russ needs to go in there and start getting pedicures like Oldwolf and start talking to the ladies. No,
No, he goes in there and he buys a gift certificate. He goes in there and he buys a gift certificate. That's what he does. And he makes it seem like it's a big, he talks to everybody. He's, hey, how are you doing? How are you doing? I need a gift certificate. And he's like, okay, what name would you like to put on there? And then just say, to mom from your son. And say like that. Like, you know, mom likes to get her nails done. And people will think that's sweet. There you go. You don't have to spend like $5 and then you can use it. You can actually give it to your mom if you want to. She'd end up with a few of these a year at least, but you can actually give it to her if you wanted. But yeah, there you go. And you just make chit chat and everyone looks up and, oh, who is that strikingly bearded man who's so sweet to his mother? Whoa, what about that?
He's so fine with that backwards cap.
Yes. Did you see him take it off and put it back on?
Or maybe just walk into the salon and do the backwards cap thing.
And just walk in and do it and walk out. Or like when he asks so you're getting the gift certificate, and when the little guy asks like, so who do you want me to say this is from? He's filling it out, and you're like, say it's from, you know, Rusty McPeters Esquire. Say Esquire at the end of it, or the third, or something like that. Rusty McPeters the third.
I'll go by Mr. 9000.
No,
Dr. 9000. Dr. 9000.
Yeah, 9,000 watts.
The 9,000 pennies I have in my bank account.
Yeah.
This is a good one here. Do the Spider-Man strut through town.
Mm-hmm.
The emo Peter Parker.
Yeah, do it. I think you can pull that off.
Do you have a
brand names?
Do you have a mall? You guys call them malls, but yeah, do you have a mall over there?
Yeah.
Are there any fancy stores in there, like Crate and Barrel or something where only people with
I don't know. The only time I ever go in there is when I get like the little registration tag sticker for the car. The DMV.
That's not going to be your fancier mall. The one that has the DMV inside.
Yeah. Yeah. My town is a winner.
Oh man.
I want to know what your malls are like, man, because I'm like a mall rat, mate. So like we don't call them malls over here.
There's a really nice one in Concord Mills Mall, but that's like a good 45-50 minute drive.
You realize that's not too far to go to meet a woman.
Well, I mean, not being able to drive myself, I have to depend on wait on trying to get a ride.
It's a long way to go just to find a woman, though.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. If you're just gonna, if you knew there was one there waiting for you, though, I guess
I've been there twice in the past 5 years.
Man,
that's how often I get up there.
I like going to shopping centers just because, like, they're busy. There's food to eat. There's coffee I can get. There's shops to look at. I never buy anything. I just like looking around, and then every now and then I'll get.
I got an idea. Okay, now this, I don't know how ethical this is, but that aside, we're gonna assume we need a laptop real bad. Okay, so so you know how you do like your Redbubble store and all that, right? And you have like t-shirts and stuff made.
Yeah.
So maybe you make a t-shirt that says like celebrating my divorce or no man, no problems or something like that. Like something, like, or recently single, right? Or, single and ready to mingle or something like that, right? Something fun and flirty that only like a 45 to 55-year-old woman would ever dare wear, right? After a terrible, terrible breakup with someone that she potentially cared about, right? And then you post it on Facebook or on like OfferUp and for sale. You post it for sale on Facebook or OfferUp. And then anytime someone shows interest in it, you say like DM for price or, free to a good home or something like that. Or, put a ridiculously low price on it, like $2, $5 or something like that. And, pick up only. And then when the girl comes to pick it up, boom, you got yourself a first, hi, how are you? Oh, so you're buying this shirt? What happened? Oh, okay, well, that's all right. And then, and you hand him a shirt and you take him out for coffee, which is cheap, like 50-cent coffee, and then, or you offer a coffee that you've made in the kitchen. You want some coffee while you're here picking up the shirt?
I got some Folgers Instant.
Yes, it's a cheap date. You've already got them at your place relatively, Maybe they want to meet in a public place. That works too. And then, you're controlling the first meet too, because you know where it's going to be and what time. You can be dressed the way you want to be dressed and present the way you want to present. And then you're selling a shirt to this lady who's just possibly recently had a bad experience. And now you can be her next bad experience. And in the meantime, you might get a laptop for Christmas. There you go.
Yeah.
We'll see. Target.
Yeah, we're still going to do the thing where he wears the camera into town so we can, and we've got the earpiece in his head.
Yeah, we're going to try that. Or like he can put a camera in his back pocket as he walks through the mall. And if we identify and like we'll live stream that, and then we'll say, Russ, a girl just checked out your butt. She was just turn around, go talk to this girl. She's wearing this with this hair. And then
The problem with that is I don't have a butt at all. It's completely flat from the back all the way to the heels of my feet. there's no roundness there at all. Every single pair of my pants look baggy because there's no butt to fill it out.
Oh my gosh.
That comes from years of video gaming and sitting on it. I guess it just kind of flattened it out.
I don't know. Cooking with Russ videos might be a little helped on that too.
I'd have to get like, I don't know, put a pillow in my pants or something.
You got this. We'll figure it out.
Is that what girls want though? Do they want a pal? Is that what they want?
I don't know, man. I have no idea. If I knew what women wanted, I wouldn't be single.
Women want to buy you a laptop. We just need to find the one that wants to buy you a laptop.
What can we do? I'm still curious about what your malls are like though. Like, what else is there, Russ?
I mean, the Concord Mills one is really nice. They got a lot of great stores.
Is there a food court?
Yeah.
What kind of food can you get there?
Rough. Picking up
they got like everything.
No, mate, you know what's funny? When I was a kid, I used to think, like, this is when I was a kid, like before I'd ever been with a girl. I was like, I thought you'd go to shopping centers to pick up chicks. And the older you think back, it's like, what? You can't just go to a random place like that and meet people. That's weird, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it is for me because I'm not like really social outside of like YouTube, really.
Well,
like striking up a conversation with somebody is kind of.
But the only place that's going to happen though is a place where people go to be social, like a bar or something like that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I remember when I was younger and I was never into going to clubs, right? But I had friends and I had to go sometimes. And I remember just like randoms coming up and starting a conversation with me. And I was just like, because I'm not very good at talking. Like I'm just terrible at it, having a conversation with someone that I don't know that well. So people were just talking to me and I'm just like, why are all these people just talking to me? Like it didn't make sense to me. But I think you need to go.
I guess that could probably benefit because I don't drink, so I would just go to the bar and wait on a woman to get drunk enough to think that I was good looking. So,
How do you know? Like, how do you strike at that exact moment?
Well, because this is how he does it, right?
So
So
she takes a sip, and before she hits the floor, where she's
he's sitting at the bar, right? He's got his cap on forwards, and then he's just sitting there with his one drink, just like that he's holding, kind of like
nursing it.
In Back to the Future 3, where he's telling the story holding the shot glass. He's just there holding the glass, and then he sees the target, the girl. She's a bit stumbly, and then you do the boom.
A bit stumbling.
And then
she's
like, damn, that was hot, son.
Do what K-pop says and hang out at Target with a Starbucks cup and comment on Christmas decor.
Yeah, that could work.
Hey,
we do have a Target here.
What is Starbucks like over there? Because we have it here, obviously.
I've never actually had Starbucks coffee.
Pretty good.
I feel like the Starbucks that there are around here, like you can go to the ones where you can actually like a place that you can go into. Like there's obviously ones that are just in the middle of a shopping center and you just get takeaway, but there's ones where you can dine in and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And it seems like a certain type of people go there. Like I went and got a coffee there the other day because I make nice coffee, but I'm just looking around, I was like, this is a certain breed of people that are in here right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that the same over there?
Yeah, it's the same. Laptop people,
yes.
There's people that have like little earbuds, laptop.
Anybody that can afford $7 or $8 for a cup of coffee is doing really well in society.
Yeah, but they can't pay their own Wi-Fi bill, so they pay $7 and then they go hang out at the coffee shop and leech off their Wi-Fi. That's the way I look at it. Starbucks is cool though. I got no problem with it. It's a different vibe in different towns too. Yeah. Oh, I got an idea. All right, here's another way to find, because we're looking for, no offense, Russ, we're looking for the more desperate women we can find in your area. And not because a woman would have to be desperate to date you, but she maybe would have to be desperate to date you and buy you a laptop in 2 weeks. So you understand this convergence.
I don't know how much I would have to offer in return, because honest to God, man, I don't even know if I would know how to be in a relationship. I've been single for so long.
Well,
it would take so much adjustment to
think about the
because there's so much give and take, and I would feel like I couldn't give her the things that she would deserve, because I can barely take care of myself. Not being able to drive because of my eyesight, I feel like is a real what woman wants a guy that can't drive though?
You're thinking about the dating part too early.
I don't know.
The first step for us is to meet someone, all right?
Yeah. See, I do that though. I think
yeah,
I agree with
when the waitress pats me on the arm, I'm like,
you're already thinking about dating her. It's not too early. You can have an opinion on someone and you can have feelings even, but you can't be thinking about dating them straight away.
How about, all right, so here's the new plan. Here's the new plan. Go to Facebook Marketplace and look for anyone selling a wedding dress or a bridal set of rings. Anyone selling a wedding dress or a bridal set, and then message them and say, is this still available? And say, I hope you don't mind me asking, but was this actually worn in a wedding? And they're like, yes, this is my wedding. Oh, why aren't you keeping it? Oh, I'm recently divorced. Or they're like, oh, okay. Well, I'd like to come over and see it, or, can we meet? I can see it or whatever. And say, I don't know if my girlfriend would fit in that. She's not, and then you get there and you see it and you're like, you know what? I'm sorry that I wasted your time. She left me. We broke up. It didn't work out. Turned out she was stealing she was a Russian spy. Come up with something,
she was Black Widow.
Something that doesn't make you seem like you screwed up, or that you weren't good enough. But just, it turns out, she got arrested. Turns out she was running an illegal gambling ring. She was selling pictures of me on the internet, stuff like that. I'm a very private person. She was selling pictures of my feet on the internet, and I couldn't
Making all that bank.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not going to work out. So I apologize. But, can I buy you a coffee? And you go from there. Laptop in 2 weeks.
Nothing like starting off a relationship on a solid lie.
Yeah. But if there's potential that if the dress, you can almost choose the woman. Like you can choose like the size of the woman. If someone's selling a size 10 dress, not bad. If somebody's selling a size 36 dress, buyer beware, but then again, the 36 dress may be where the laptop comes from. So, give and take. See how it goes.
That's why I hate when people I hate when people are doing what we're doing to us right now, because it's just like you want to be yourself as much as you can, right? So like I remember a friend looking at my Tinder profile and she was like, let me write your Tinder profile and I'll guarantee you'll get matches. Like, yeah, no, because then you're painting a picture of me that I'm not. You know what I mean? I can't talk like you. So if you write a profile like you write, I am not that person. So when you meet me, I am not that person that they swiped right to, right? So for me, I always I have to do it my own way.
That's fair.
Didn't work. Which never worked.
I mean, being yourself.
I mean, it worked. It worked for Simon.
Yeah, being yourself
in real life.
goal.
I'm talking like dating apps and stuff like that. It was always.
Oh yeah. Dating apps can be so sketchy though.
They're literally judging you by the way you're looking photos.
I've tried dating apps like twice, and both times they just didn't work out well.
It's crap. But I remember
they're so sketchy.
There was one time because there was one app here where I don't think you even have to match to be able to message them. You can just literally message them, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't imagine what some of the girls go through on this app. But I changed my profile photo to a band photo where I'm singing on stage, and all of a sudden I had people messaging me. But a lot of those dating apps are bots as well. It's crazy. It's like, what?
I've never installed one. I've never even seen one. I have no idea what those
in my life. I'm so glad. And I remember the day I never deleted my account. I think if you don't go on it, you don't show up. But I remember at one point when I started seeing a girl, I was like, well, I guess I don't need this anymore, but I can't be bothered going to the effort of deleting my account. So I just changed my profile to it said, looks like I didn't need Tinder after all. Catch you snobby bitches later. So if anyone saw my profile, that's all it would say.
Somewhere that's still on Tinder.
Yeah.
Because man, you'd match with people and they don't even talk to you. It's like, are you just trying to find out how many matches you get, or what's?
It's a self-esteem builder.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because there's so many times, and I never say anything outrageous. Apparently, guys will be like, "I match. I'm going to send you a dick pic." Like what?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Out of this world.
People like that are tripping.
And then you just try to say something reasonable, and it's not just hello. I would always say
that's my problem, because I would just be like, hi.
Yeah,
and that was it.
You have to say something about
apparently that's not, women don't like that.
I usually didn't swipe right to any girls that just had photos and no written stuff. I'd actually read them.
Yeah.
People don't. This is how guys do it. This is how you are supposed to use those things. You're supposed to just look at their photo and swipe left and right. I'd actually read the thing and be like, so you actually have some sort of reference to talk about. You know what I mean? You can't just go in with a hello, because it's like, why are you talking to me? It's no different than being in a club. Why are you talking to me?
K-pop's bragging 15 years ago it worked for her, but I mean, you're on the other side of the table on this one. It's a totally different situation, I believe, between what the guys go through on these things.
And especially if you start writing nerd stuff, what you're saying, I just put nerd facts. You know how many nerds are out there on those dating apps? They'd be like, holy shit, she likes that? She likes Batman? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, man. I literally got to a point where I was just like, man, what's wrong with me? Is there something wrong with me? And you know what? I got to a point, I can't remember if I told this to you, but I was just like, you know what? I got to the point, I was like, you know what? I don't want to play this card right now, but I'm going there. Is it because I'm Asian? Because I was like, because here's the thing. When you look at my Tinder profile, you're just seeing an Asian guy. But when you meet me, you're like, what? You all right? Right?
You get an Australian.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. It's behind the beard.
That's crazy, Gray Man. See? Someone is out there for you, Russ. They could just be on the other end of
In a Facebook game. Wow.
Technically, that's a good story for Gray Man, but not such a great story for his poor girlfriend.
That's the same way how Sharon met Sam's Tangled Web. They met through some
She said she met through a mobile game or something.
And that's how she discovered all like the community and stuff. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, without YouTube, I wouldn't have met all you guys.
Well, that's true. Without I was explaining to Russ the other day how I kind of found the community. It was through Perry. Perry had used to do his lurking thing.
Yeah, the lurker streams.
And he commented on one of my videos. So I kind of clicked on his channel and then I watched him surf all these channels. And then like a few days later, Rod hit me up and was like, hey man, I'm going to shout out your channel. I was like, all right. And then through that, Sharon found me and she just like told everyone to subscribe to me. And then that was it. That was it.
Yeah. Sharon actually showed up at my front door with a baseball bat and made me subscribe to your channel.
Wow.
Yep. You
can get him to the door. You just got to figure out a way to get across the threshold.
Yeah.
Yes, those. It's just weird because back then as well, I remember all my friends would just have the craziest stories of them being on dating apps. I was like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing? I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but one of my friends who I might be catching up with it today, but I probably won't. He like just dates heaps of girls from dating apps, right? And he's like that typical, like he's like a massive hipster. He does yoga. He's a teacher. He'll tell people how he went to Central Australia to teach like poor Aboriginal communities and stuff like that. He's got all the stories, you know. So I say to him, I was like, yeah, okay. So when you match with someone, what do you say to them? Right? What do you open with? And this is what he says to me. He goes, oh, Simon, I almost vomited, but you guys in the chat, let me know. He said to me, oh, Simon, I might just open up with something about like, hey, tell me something that made you smile today. And I was like, what? I would never say that in real life to anyone. But
some people go for the cheesy, I guess.
It works
well, see, it depends on how you look too. Like,
yeah, well, he's obviously picking up like heaps of just hipster and yoga people, I'm assuming.
Yeah, because somebody that's like goes to the gym, super in shape, good looking dude, he could say the exact same line to a woman that a nerdy fat guy like me could say, and I would get dismissed, where the guy that goes to the gym and works out would just be like, easy, you know.
They might like the cap flip. Maybe he doesn't have that cap. Maybe he doesn't have that beard.
It is true though that I think it's sometimes it's not what the girl wants to hear as much as it is
who she wants to hear it from.
Right, who she wants to hear it from, exactly.
Yeah. So and it's crazy, man.
Say anything to her. If she wants that guy to talk to her, he could almost say anything.
Yeah.
And that's
in today's society, man, it's hard too to talk to women now. Like a couple months ago, I was coming out of GameStop and this woman was coming in as I was leaving. So I stepped aside and I held the door open and she all but cussed me out and she didn't need a man to do anything for her. And I'm like, what the hell, man? I just held the door open for somebody coming in.
How long until she got to the door? Like, did you track her from when
she was coming in as I was leaving?
Like
no, she was.
Away and you're like,
she was coming in as I was leaving the store, so it was just like
Yeah, but as she
I
was
like,
like
you know,
getting closer to the door, Russ was already thinking about dating her. So that was
Yeah, he was like, "This
no,
could be the one."
no, honest to God, I was just like holding the door because I do that when
Now,
I'm
here's
leaving a
the
store. If somebody's coming in, man or woman, I generally hold the door.
Yeah.
that's the problem with what you said last time, Bub. Like how you and I think it's good. And if you've got confidence in do this, then you know, like you were saying, you need to start conversations wherever you are. Right? That
Yeah.
was a good chat. I enjoyed listening to that, but it depends on the people as well. It depends on how you like. Bub is very confident in himself, so he can do that. But like, if you just are like sitting there, like, I need to do this, and then you do it, some people are going to be like, "Whoa, why is this guy talking to me?" You know, there's a lot
Yeah.
of people who are like, "What? Don't talk to me. I don't know you," kind of thing. You have to be around the
Yeah.
right people and the friendly people
Yeah.
that are going to be able
Yeah,
to
but
play
you're
along with
taking a
your.
chance. Yeah, you're taking
Yeah.
a chance.
The
But
confidence is like, I know that's an area where I lack a lot. Confidence.
That's why you go to the bar and just have one drink. One drink.
I think
If
it's
you don't drink, it makes
So
all
I
the
don't.
difference.
No,
I
drinking's
think
not
it's
for me, man.
easier.
I've done
You're
it.
talking
I've
about.
tried it in the past, and just drinking's
Yeah.
just not for me.
I'm not big on that either, unless you're at a party. Like I don't. That's the time. If you're at a party, you drink and you meet people that way. But I don't. I'm not a fan of drunk people in bars. Like
I'm
I
just
don't.
saying,
I never
just
did
have a
it.
little bit, just to get the nervous energy out of you.
I think it's funny you say you think it's harder to talk to women now. I think it's getting easier
Really?
because because girls are more social than they used to be. Like there's more and more they're sharing themselves on Instagram and TikTok or whatever
So
all
that's the
day,
problem.
every
I
day.
mean, all these
They're
people
having
that are
text
doing
message
that,
conversations
all these
all
people that
day.
are doing that though, are like younger women. You know, I'm 42 years old now. I couldn't keep up with a 20, 25-year-old.
You're not
That's
really looking for that, are
why.
you?
No, man.
So what's
See,
the
that's
difference?
what I'm
Who
saying.
cares if
Like
you can keep up with that if unless you're looking?
women that are closer to my age typically aren't single. And the ones that are divorced and they might have like several kids.
What's wrong with that?
And to them, nothing really, but I mean, like to them, you know, the kids are like the world. And like,
That's
what
just
am I
because
going
you're
to
not there
add?
yet.
Like, what am I going
I
to
would say
add
so.
coming into somebody that's like already has
Well,
a
that
family?
is the problem with I think older.
Like, I can't
Like,
like contribute anything really to a family situation.
Yeah, but I believe that most of the women who believe that, who are all about their kids of various ages. I mean, in our case, at our age, a lot of them are already 12 to 20. 20-year-old the kids are. So I mean, you don't really have to worry about it as much. It's not like you're raising a child most of the time at our age. But I think the ones that really feel like, hey, it's all about my kids, all about my kids, they don't really want you to
Yeah.
walk in
I
and
mean, I
be
always
daddy.
felt like
Like they're
if
good
I
with you
had a
just being
family
the
of my own,
boyfriend.
I would want it to be like, you know, my family, kids
That's how
that were
you feel,
mine,
though.
you
That's
know?
not necessarily
I
how
don't
they
know.
feel. That's up to you, but you better hurry
I,
up if you're trying to make one on your own. You better.
if
You
you,
ain't
That's
got
but
time to be
again,
picky.
I was like being 42, I don't know if I would want to have kids now. I'm not sure.
I don't think you're going to meet another 42-year-old woman who wants to anyway. Probably not another
That's what,
one.
you know,
I think though, if you meet someone though, Russ, and you want it to make it work, I mean, you're gonna have to go through some changes too, right? Like, if because sometimes, and I feel like a lot of relationships end because it just gets to that point where nothing's
yeah.
changed.
I
Because
just, when it comes down to it, I want a woman that's not going to make me sell my comic books. That's it.
When she
That's the
finds out how
only.
little they're worth, I don't think you have to worry about it. Like, whatever, just stick them in a closet. I don't care.
that was a good one. I'm gonna clip that. But yeah, like I think you're right. Like I think older women always kind of will judge someone more on what they do for work, how much money they're making, and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Somebody
generally
that's established in life and like has it all together.
yeah.
I'm still a mess.
But I mean, you do realize that, like, if you meet someone, you do kind of sometimes have, like, for example, the only girl that I ever went on dates with on Tinder. Right, I was pretty into her, and we went on a lot of dates. And then it got to a point where she ghosted me, and then I found out because she messaged me weeks later saying, "Oh, I can't handle the drugs thing," and because I was a pothead at the time, and that was a big eye opener for me because I was like, "Oh, I didn't look at it as like it would affect other people." You know what I mean, as well. And that literally was the first step of me stopping. Like, I didn't stop straight away, but it was always in my head. And I tried a lot of times and failed until I got to that point where, because I was just unhappy. And I was like, well, something like that can affect it so bad. And now, I'm not anti-pot or anything like that. Like, I'm always about it, but like, I just know it's not good for me to be like a pothead every day. Once in a while, it's fine. But,
I don't think Russ has time to make these changes before Christmas. You guys are falling down the wrong path.
Yeah, look, if he wants to get this laptop by Christmas, he's going to really have to hustle. You'll really have to lie, cheat, and
steal. It's a shotgun
your way.
approach. You need to try not just one thing we've suggested today, but everything we've suggested today tomorrow. Like tomorrow, you need to wake up with renewed energy and just be like, this is what I'm spending my day doing. By the end of the day, I will have a conversation with a girl that could potentially be the woman who buys me a laptop in 2 weeks. Like that's your goal by the end of tomorrow. I believe you could get it done if you really.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I could like pull a sugar mama.
I don't see why not.
I don't know.
See why not.
They like beards.
Yeah, I think you'd be all right. Yeah. She doesn't have to have a whole lot of sugar. Russ, you just need a $300 laptop. I mean, that's not a lot of sugar. That's just an average amount of sugar. Like this woman doesn't have to be Fortune 500 over here. Oh goodness. Yeah, K-pop says you should sell phone cards to businesswomen. I think that's what she said.
My dad just had my dad had me when he was pretty much 50. He was 49, I think, when he had me. So, that's good. That will work.
Ooh, you know what you could do? You could put an ad in the paper and say that you do laptop repair. That you do laptop repair. Then someone sends you this is less about finding a woman and more about finding a laptop. We're gonna have to find.
So now we're just in full on like scam territory.
Yeah, you say you do laptop repair. You wait till you get your first customer, or maybe your second or third, and it doesn't matter whatever they bring to you. You say, okay, I'll take it for the day, and then you look at it, and then you contact them and you say, this thing is shot. What do you want me to do with it? Do you want it back? And they're like, nah, it's whatever, it's junk. And you're like, I recommend you buying this. I recommend you going here, doing that. And then you send it to someone to really get fixed. And for like $100, you've got yourself a laptop. But there's also potential that if a woman brings it to you, you can strike up a conversation. So it might still work out, but you at least get your laptop. How about that? Is that too scammy? You think that's too scammy?
I don't know, man. It seems kind of illegal.
I mean, you're offering them their stuff back. You're not technically.
Every way that Bubs has explained has been illegal. Like creating something on Facebook so you can go look up on Facebook someone's selling, so you can go over there just to meet them. Like that sounds very illegal.
I'll just create a dating profile and put Henry Cavill's picture on.
You'd have to compete with all the other ones that already have it. They're like, who's the real Superman out here?
I am Superrus.
Yeah. You can tell them they're just getting over a bad breakup with Gal Gadot. She was too clingy.
Yeah.
She was too clingy. You had to let her go. You're not about that life.
I think I'll just stick to paying off the tires for my mom's car and then worrying about getting a new laptop.
I'm selling my
just to be safe legally.
It's been so hard to sell. I've had my laptop, my old MacBook, on Marketplace for like over a month now, and just all I get is just like bots, which is so weird. But I get bots. Yeah. Like they're like, "Hey, can you deliver it. And I was like, "It'll send it." And I was like, "What?" And then it'll be like, I'll look up their profile and they're in another country. I'm like, what?
I got one. All right. So you go to the shopping mall, right? And you look until you see a moderately, not a really expensive car, but a moderately expensive car. And you wait until a woman that you think is moderately attractive. We're not going for supermodel rich ladies, okay? That's not where we're going for an average woman who looks like she has car insurance. And then you walk with your laptop and you're typing on your laptop. Maybe you're holding a coffee. You're holding a coffee and you're trying to type on your laptop. And you wait until the girl starts to back out of her parking spot. And then you kind of walk in front of the car. Don't do any damage to her car. But you kind of spill the coffee. And you throw the laptop on the ground. And her car insurance will pay for your laptop. Or maybe she at least buys you a new coffee and apologizes. And maybe
should we be discussing these tactics offline? not planning a heist.
Like a perfectly laid, flattering position. You just fall like this, you know.
Just fall like
these are things, you know. And you're looking for somebody with like a Honda Accord too. You're not going for a Lexus. You're looking for a woman who has a job and is doing all right. You know, this is what you're after. So I that's not a bad idea. I tell you, it might be one of the best ones we've had so far.
Until you see like the news headline, local man arrested for insurance fraud.
First of all, it's only insurance fraud if she turns it in. She might just say, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," and you're like, "Okay, it's okay. It's just my laptop. I was sending, you know, there's starving children, there's starving Aboriginals in." And I'm just sending in my application to go teach them in the outback. And you're like, oh, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's like, okay, but I got to have a new laptop because I'm taking the bar tomorrow. And it's my last chance to study to get my license to be a lawyer. So this is all happening tomorrow. I got to have a laptop right now. And maybe she's like, hey, I got an extra laptop at home. Or maybe she's like, hey, let's go back into Target and I'll get you a laptop in there, you know, and you're like, yeah, the cheapest one is fine. I just got a Chromebook. I'll take a Chromebook, ma'am. And then you have a little date where you're walking in there, get a little coffee at the Target station. You know, I mean, things start rolling. You talk about your future career as a lawyer. That's why you're not working right now, because you're studying really hard. You're focused on your career. Hey, I'm just saying. There have been worse plans to meet women and get laptops. That's all I'm saying.
This is a good one. You can steal someone's dog,
Stolen dog. I don't think she's saying to steal a dog.
Yeah, because you have to return.
Yeah, I think she's saying steal someone's dog and then all of say, I found your dog. You might have to wait more than a day. I think you technically should wait until they put some sort of poster up saying, giving their phone number and saying, because you can't just be like, hey, I found I have your dog. And she's like, I didn't even know it was missing.
Your dog. Go to the backyard.
Again, I need a laptop, a coffee. Yeah, I don't know about that one, K-pop. Yeah, I'm all over it. All right. Well, my lady's in there eating dinner alone. I gotta go.
All right, I'll probably end it anyway. We did nearly 45 minutes on what was it?
On illegal tactics.
Cougars for us.
You don't necessarily know that it will. You might not get caught, first of all, and she may not put it through the insurance. At that point, it's just a way that it's a cute meet or meet cute or whatever they call that. The happenstance. You met under a tire, but it still worked out, and you get a new laptop.
Oh, I don't know, man. There's always the hope of meeting one at a Comic-Con, maybe.
But even then, it's not an easy task because normally
the competition is stiff because you're going to be there
I mean, I do have a Batman costume here that cost me $50 whole.
That would work.
Fifty whole.
You gotta go for the funny Russ. That's what they'll like.
Yeah. I just think at a convention, you are competing with people that are working with the same set of things to offer as you are in a large room. And it seems like I'd rather be, if I were you, as unique as you are, I'd rather be one that stood out from the group than be in the one place where you might find a few other guys like you. You know? You know? No. All right. This has been fun, guys.
All right. Take it easy, Bub.
See you, mate.
Right. Have a good night, man.
See you guys.
See you, mate. There you go, Russ. Now it's back to the original dating plans, me and you. Yeah, I'll probably end the stream soon, but let's see what's left of the chat here. Yep. Speed dating. Imagine doing that. I'd be nerve-wracking doing speed dating.
Oh man, that would be because I'm slow anyway. Like, yeah. By the time I said hello, it would be the buzzer and on to the next.
And again, like, I'm pretty sure surely the only people that go to speed dating would be like confident people, right?
I would think so.
Like,
yeah.
It's
like I got no game, man. No smooth lines.
Yeah, like I really admire people when I see them just out and then
I'd just be like, you breathe oxygen? We have so much in common.
See, that's the thing. Like, how long would it take you, Russ, to be able to get that? Like, you know how you just said that then? Like, that's the Russ, right?
But I mean, that was a line from the TV show Psych, man.
Well, still. And then I still line some shows. It's all good.
Yeah.
But it takes a while before you can even talk. Like in the tone that you just said that, it takes a while before you can be that guy, right? You can't be that guy straight off because it's very, like for me, like I know that you can be a funny guy, but it took time for me to find that.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it took me a while to be able to just be myself on YouTube, man.
Yeah.
For the first like 2 years I was on YouTube, I was so nervous to even live stream. I was like an anxious wreck. So it took a while for me to just be able to like unwind and be myself.
Yeah, I definitely got
just doing this behind a camera, man. Like in a public room full of people, I'd be like full on panic attack, breathing into the paper bag, trying to not hyperventilate.
That's why I edit my videos too, because I ramble a lot. So like, I realize when I watch myself back that people don't need to hear all these extra words that are coming out of my mouth right now.
I do the same, man. I edit like so much out of my videos. Sometimes I'll have a 7-8 minute video that I edit down to like 3 minutes.
Yeah, and that's good, to be honest. I mean, look, it's good and bad because there are people that will probably sit there and watch the whole thing, but I always make every video thinking I'm not making it for the people who I know are going to watch it. I'm making it for the people that have never seen me. Like I try to keep that in mind every time.
Yeah, just be like straight to the point. Show what you want to show.
Which is even why, like, if you watch an episode of The Noob with me and Mark, like, we're very comfortable with each other, obviously, right? So at the very start of that show, Mark's 100%, right? Like he's going at 100 miles an hour. Like he's on, right? That's not necessarily going to appeal to people straight away. You guys know what Mark's like and what we're like together. So when you guys see that intro, you know we're just having fun and mucking around, right? And chilling.
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes when I'm editing, I'm like, if people have never seen this show, they're just going to think we're a pack of idiots. So you kind of got to, and I think that's the same when you meet someone for the first time. It's hard to, you're always like, you're in a shell always from the beginning, right? There's some people that can just be on straight away. But again, that's a confidence thing that not all of us have. I definitely don't have it. So, like, I'm quiet, which is why I'm not, like, if I'm on a stream with more than 4 people, that's why I don't like having more than 4, like, on my channel. I just
end up just like not saying nothing.
Exactly. 4 is perfect. Anything more, it's just like, even watching him is hard. Like, I just like everyone's talking over at once, and it's just, Yeah, I'm that quiet guy. So the first time I was on the stream was with Sharon. She invited me, and that was that was about me. They're like
Yeah.
asking me questions about me. That was easy.
Oh yeah, the Isle show,
Yeah, the
Isle of
Isle
the
show,
Dark show.
which might have been how I maybe found you as well.
I think
But
I
then
think you said you found me through there.
yeah, and then the second stream I ever did was with Matt, the boy who had 7, with him and 5 other people, and
Yeah.
like Matilda is on one of those people
Yeah,
who talks a lot.
Matilda's like off the chain, man.
Well, as soon as something enters her brain, it just comes out her
Yep.
mouth. So I barely said anything, and that was like a 3-hour stream because we all talked about what we were reading, and I was the last person to go. So it was pretty much 2.5 hours before I said almost anything. And then pretty much Matt's like, what about you, Simon? What have you read? And then I'm like, so I've read this. And then everyone else goes on again for another hour. I'm like, I can't do this. It's too much. Yeah, it's not easy. I get how you feel, mate, when it comes to not having the confidence.
Yeah. I know when I first started getting invited to do streams a couple years ago, man, I would make so many excuses to not do it. I was so like when they first started the Graders Note stream with Genome and Metarog and Kenny, they originally invited me to be a part of the show. And I was just like panic mode. I was like, I can't do that. I know they're like so like articulate when they're like reviewing the books and grading the books. And I would just be like, that's a shiny cover. It's a 5. That would have been me on that show if I had the guts to do it back when it started. Just like a 2-second. I liked it.
Yeah. It was in the beginning I always wanted to be on streams because it'd be hard to fight for me anyway with the time difference to find time to be on people's things. But nowadays I never have time. It's hard to do anything these days. What's going on? We're gonna end the stream in a minute anyway. Jeff, I hate being on cam. Yeah, look, you know what? Sarah hates being on cam too. I kind of force her to be in my videos sometimes.
I think, yeah. But like back when I first started, for the first 7 months, maybe, I was behind the camera.
Yeah, it's interesting. I never thought once of not being in front of the camera. But you know what? When I did my top 50 comic book video recently, I did it no face style just to show the books. And I was like, I much prefer this. It's much better. You don't need to see my face.
Sometimes that's good, like when you're showing books and stuff, to just like have a focus on the books and maybe have like something cool set up in the background of the books.
Yeah. I don't really like the way I look anymore anyway. So anyway, we'll wrap it up. Is there anything that you have coming up, Russ?
Several things are in the works. The next retro flashback will be WWF Warzone on the PlayStation 1. My review series will probably be on Tuesday. We'll start on a Tuesday. And my giveaway is still going on. I just actually hit 1,600 subscribers. So I've revealed the next set of books in my giveaway on an update video I did. And I just did a video today for Roger Wheatley's Crime Alley Comics Road to 1K.
What do you have to do for his?
Just pick one of your favorite characters and show 5 comic books with that character.
I could do that.
Simple.
I could do that. Just because I saw his update on his giveaway the other day, and I was like, I didn't know he was doing a giveaway. I didn't know he was so close to 1K. So
I think he was only 9 away yesterday.
Yeah, so you guys should check out Crime Alley Comics because he's pretty close to 1K, and Rob Fatstacks as well.
He's doing a 1K giveaway too.
So I think I shared those channels in my community tab if anyone ever looks at that thing. I don't have any videos planned. I'm planning on unboxing our Christmas tree that I bought for Sarah. It's a $4 Christmas tree. So if you ever wondered what a $4 Christmas tree looked like, well, hopefully I'll be able to make a video showing you what a $4 Christmas tree looks like. So yeah, that's the only thing I've got planned. Other than that, the usual weekly hauls. And we'll hopefully plan another collectible show and tell stream. It's just I've been wanting to get back on that, but it's just organizing streams is not fun.
Yeah. If you ever need like an alternate guest, I got a Tomb Raider figure.
Well,
I got like one new thing.
I know. Well, I'm always trying to because you've been on twice, yeah.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah, because yeah, I'm trying to because for example, if someone pulls out last minute and I need someone on a day's notice, I always hit up Mad Spidey and Zaz first. But I'm pretty certain I could count on you too. Yeah. So
I know Mad Spidey. He's got a ton of statues. I think
he can go forever.
Because yeah, he taught what was it, Bowen? I think where he shows the statue videos. He said he had like a room full of them.
Yeah, he does. I've seen that. He's got a basement full.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
He's always got something cool.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you everyone who hung out in the chat. We appreciate it. Get Kyle on. Yeah. Look, it's hard. I only like having 3 guests at a time. And
Silver Knight Kyle.
Yeah, I know he's got a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people I want to get on eventually. It's just I've had people that I've been trying to get for ages, and I still haven't got them yet. And they've all agreed that they want to do it, but finding the right time.
Yeah, working out the time zone and stuff.
Trying to get the right combination of people too. So I think I'm going to start caring less about the combination of people because I always try to make it people who are at least familiar with each other. And every now and then I've done one where no one knows each other. I don't think it's that bad. So yeah. Anyway, hopefully I'll plan one. I'm also going to plan some nighttime ones so I can get more people from Australia maybe and maybe Europe and stuff and do a couple of nighttime streams.
That'd be cool.
So, but anyway, again, thanks everyone for hanging out. We appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And it was a good one today. I'm going to have to come up with a title. It'll be like, wait, what did we start off talking about?
Insurance fraud.
No, that was later, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was in the second hour.
Illegally acquiring a girlfriend. So,
laptop scams.
All right. Catch you later, everyone.
Peace, guys.